We standing in front of the Watts Latino Community Garden in Watts, California. You know what I'm saying? Right off 103rd and Wilmington. You know, everybody in the community is welcome to come down and, you know, harvest whatever that's here. If it's ready to be harvested, you can do that. My name E-Rocc. You know, I'm out the Join Down projects. You know what I'm saying? Known across the world at the Grape Streets. You know what I'm saying? I went to Wigan Elementary. I went to Markham Junior High and went to Jordan High.
Okay, and at what grade did the Grape Street identity really take, you know, what became important to you?
6th grade, like 11 years old. It became interesting to me because everybody that was sneaking doing stuff at the house when we went to school, it got cracking. We got away from our parents and we was on after that, you know what I'm saying? So it was real interesting at 11 years old.
And how serious was it at Markham when you attended there?
Shit, it was way serious. It was already serious because, like, luckily we came from the project. We already was, you know, built to fight. So when we got up there, we started having like little riots and shit. You know, it'll be the Nickersons against the Jordan Downs. You know what I mean? We have like riots, miniature riots, little kids having riots. Nobody can have a one-on-one really, you know what I'm saying? So we was ready for that then, and that shit prepared me for like YA and stuff like that. We just grew up in them projects, man. That's all we really knew until shit, you know, we started going like to Markham and, you know, Jordan and stuff like that, because, you know, just everything like in-house here. You know, we born here, we die here, you know what I'm saying? Shit, a lot of people don't, you know, get that chance to, you know, see what it's like, you know. A lot of us do, don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of successful people out of Watts and stuff like that, but yeah, for the most part, man, we hood bound, you know what I'm saying? In these neighborhoods, we hood bound pretty much. I mean, I was raised, you know, my mother's single parent, you know what I mean? Father across the way, but, you know, I was raised by my mother and by the hood.
And at some point, your mother knew you was gravitating towards that Grape Street Crip. What was her reaction to that?
It was like she was like basically defeated because it wasn't nothing she can really do. You know, she just always told me to be careful and stuff like that. You know, when leaving the house. You know, letting me know the dangers and stuff that was out there. But you know, like, you know, that father figure. You know what I mean? You know what it was. I was looking up to who was there, so I seen everybody doing what they wanted to do, so I felt it was time for me to do what I wanted to do. And mom's, you know, I remember the story, it was crazy. One day it was me and a couple of homies, it was for a holiday, I think it was Christmas or something, we all dressed alike. You know, we had like purple all-stars, like beige khaki suits, purple rags and shit like that. And so I had my clothes and my mom was downstairs. And at this time, she didn't really know I was heavy into it like that. And I had to come out with all this purple on, and my boys was coming. They was, you know, they was gonna meet me at a certain time in my house, pick me up. And then this was a day that, you know, to me, I was gonna let my mom know that, you know, you ain't got to ask me no more. You ain't no more beating around the bush. You know, I just came down the steps. She was cooking. I think it was like Thanksgiving or Christmas. I can't really remember. I think it was Christmas. She's still down there doing her little stuff at the kitchen, and when I tried to ease out the door, but she turned around, saw me, and when she saw me, she was like, what'd she say? She say, it's like that? I told her, yeah, it's like that, you know what I'm saying? She, you know, and gave her a hug, and I left, you know, and from that day, she stopped sweating me and stuff. Like, I had this tattoo for a long time, like a couple of years before she even seen it, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I respected my mom. She did the best she could, like, you know what I'm saying? And turned out she did a great job, you know what I'm saying? Because look at me now, you know, I'm cool.
Okay, so we stand in this community gardens. Tell us how far from the projects we're at right now.
Shit, we like 1 minute away. Shit, I mean, you can, if these trees wasn't right here, we can look at them, but this is our hood.
This is the hood. Yeah. This is the hood, but this is the hood that has a garden.
Yeah.
That's growing fresh fruits and vegetables.
Right. The big old stores, the big old chains up. We want them up out of here. We want all money in. We want to be the ones that's pushing, selling the food, and you know what I'm saying, and growing our own food, and you know what I'm saying, and feeding our people the way they need to be fed, you know what I'm saying, and show them the science behind this stuff and how simple it is just to grow your own food and shit have longevity like that. You eat good, you think good, you know what I'm saying? Parsley, we found some wild parsley growing. They say they find that stuff in like India. It's growing in Watts, crazy. You sell that to these little restaurants for about $50 an ounce of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that, peaches, plums, like everything, it just take me back to when I was a kid. Because when we was a kid, we stayed jumping in the trees, and it was plenty of fruit trees and stuff going on around here. You know what I'm saying? In everybody's backyard, there was some type of fruit tree. So we used to always be in the trees eating plums, you know, figs, just jumping in them, just eating the shit. So, and we missed that because now it's like they done pushed us to the sidewalks. You know what I'm saying? So this gated stuff, see, we trying to get back behind the gates. This our community, and I want to take it back, like, you know what I'm saying, we'll claim it, you know what I'm saying, like how it's supposed to be claimed. Like I want to, you know, I'm becoming like a real Watts activist.
I would imagine it's kind of hard to get some of the homies to look at this as something positive and something viable, something that could sustain life and possibly make money off of it. Growing tomatoes? You know, like, how do you communicate this idea to some of the homies from the neighborhood?
Easy. Tell them shit, a pound of tomatoes costs $400. You're fine, you know what I'm saying? Simplify that shit. But no, you know, it's just the surface. This just what you see. That homie can come in here and see, all right, man, you know how to cook, homie? Yeah. Okay, well, what you like to cook? You know how to make some type of salsa or something? You like to make smoothies or something? Yeah. How about you get your own smoothie restaurant or you know, whatever it is, smoothie parlor or something like that. Or, you know what I mean? Get your own restaurant and then come in here and shit, whip this shit together like dope. Put them fruits and shit together, bam, whip your smoothie. Now you got the hottest smoothie on the block. That's how the homie, you know, we come at him like that, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever it takes for him to, you know what I'm saying, understand like this him, this your community. Why not watch something beautiful come up out the ground? Something that all this time, you know what I'm saying, we've been sleep on, man. You know, we ain't had to go cash out at the stores. Man, we could be getting this shit right here, selling this shit to the stores. That circular thing, that circular economy, you know what I'm saying? We need that. That's what it's about, man. Being involved with this community garden, I had an offer from a guy from Our Foods, like, and what they do, if you look over here.
Let's walk over there.
Yeah, okay. Like, and what Our Foods do, they build, design these hydroponic edible landscaping tanks. This one of our aquaponic tanks that we build, that we manufacture. And but I'm gonna let my guy Pinkus come over here and tell you a little bit more about it.
Okay, yeah, nice to meet you all. Let me slide down so you can get a whole look at the unit. This is the tank where the fish would be stored, and these are filtering systems. And basically you're taking the fish byproduct, they're, you know, all the byproducts, so we don't have to get into details, off the fish. You feed the fish, the byproduct comes through, filters, comes into this system, and then gets drained down through the plants. The plants would take, this is a hydroponic system with an aquaponic combination. So all these systems are basically anything that, hydroponics, so anybody's familiar with hydroponic. So the water comes down and the roots take the nutrients out of the water and grow. And like E-Rocc was saying, it's 500 pounds a stick per year. So, you know, right here we're talking about tons of food. And the production model that we're talking about doing is a four tower unit, and it can be either hydroponic or aquaponic. The aquaponic systems will only be selling to like schools and community gardens and such like this. But for your average consumer, they can buy the hydroponic system, and they're going to be ranging around $1,800 to $2,000. And it's a really slick. It isn't so rough like this. It's look beautiful in your side. And we'll have a social enterprise here manufacturing those that we've created with Our Foods. And Our Foods has been doing aquaponics for about 7 years. They're the only certified aquaponic contractor for the city. They've done aquaponics in schools, prisons, over on Catalina Island. They have a curriculum that when this aquaponics starts to really come online, to be able to give people training, to be able to get jobs. And the big thing about these types of systems when it comes to food production in the city is the old systems in the dirt, we'll give you an amount of food, and the amount of food that they produce is the amount of money that can be made and the amount of wages that can be paid. So when we have a condensed system like this, where you get more production per square foot, and there's technology and you know, a little bit of sophistication involved, because of the amount of food we grow, it drives up the value and the amount of that money people can make. So instead of it being a $10 an hour digging in the dirt job, it can be a $30 to $50 an hour tech job, based on the production of the food. And another key ingredient here in Los Angeles, because we have such water concerns, is this system will produce on 1/10 of the water to what it would take you to grow in soil. First off, I'm an urban sustainability activist my whole adult life, and I've always been focused on it from the social impact towards poverty and social inequality. For about 15 years, I used to run an aerospace company and had people from the hood that I became friendly with and got them jobs, and had some, you know, good learning and bad learning experiences with that. And that company I ended up taking and becoming a worker co-op. They bought the company from my family, and I retired my family, and that company still exists and owns their own company. So these are, you know, my passions. So I met E-Rocc about what, maybe pushing a year ago. It was actually a solar eclipse day, so whatever that day was, we could find back, because God brought us together on its solar eclipse, and we immediately bonded. And I've been looking for him. I think maybe he's been looking for me, and we found each other. And it's been really great since. We've manifested a lot of stuff, but unfortunately, we just need a little bit more attention from the outside world and from the neighborhood to be able to bring this to life. We've got.
What do you really need to make this what you guys want it to be?
Well, there's a lot of action going on. A $35 million grant that just hit here from the carbon credits, a $1 billion development over here on the Jordan Down. And if we don't get something going, the gangs and the people that have been in the gangs and all these networks are going to be disassembled and pushed out instead of being utilized as the existing networks that they already are, to be able to bring an anti-gentrification policy that everybody seems to want in this neighborhood. We created a thing called Watts Alive, and Watts Alive is promoting sustainable Watts. And we did our first event at the garden on 103rd Street, right across from the Jordan Downs. And our logo is Watts Alive, and with the I we have a bandwidth. So over there we did the bandwidth all purple. Now we already have a plan to go over there to the Nickerson Gardens with some reps over there that want us to come over there. We're going to do the same style of event, put a garden in over there, and we're going to change that bandwidth to red. And then we're going to go and we're going to do it at the Imperials. We're going to change it to blue. And when we go outside of town, it will represent all three colors, because what we're trying to make happen here is a co-op of Watts. We're promoting co-op economics in Watts. That's our biggest push.
Thanks for watching StreetGangs.com. Please like and share the video you just watched, and leave a comment below to tell us what you think. You can also watch 2 of our previous episodes to the right. Please visit the link to our Patreon page and support our campaign. And don't forget to subscribe.